Aloha, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. Is aloha in Hawaii a tiki thing? I guess anything in that general area is tiki. I don't know. I don't want to be accused of cultural misappropriation or anything like that. But hey, Hawaiian shirt, Tiki Escape 12-pack from Stone. Why not? It says here that there's one new beer in here, the exclusive IPA, Tiki Escape IPA. Hey, same name as the pack. But there's also a second beer in here that's new to me, and that is the Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager. So what we've got in this 12-pack is 4 beers from Stone, Scorpion Bowl IPA, Tangerine Express Hazy IPA, which I've had those two before, the Tiki Escape IPA, and the Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager. I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the Buenaveza first, and then I'm going to take them, because the IBU rating is not listed on the bottles, I'm going to take them in the order of ABV, from highest to lowest. And this is actually the lowest in the pack, but where it's not categorized as an IPA, I don't think it's going to interfere with the flavor as much as some of the others will. And where, again, there's no IBU listing, I'm just going to take them from heavier to lighter ABV. That's just kind of a general drinking strategy, just for the record. So we're going to go from the Scorpion Bowl IPA to the, which comes in at, oh, wait. Hang on. We're going to go from Tiki Escape, which comes in at 7.7% ABV, to Scorpion Bowl, which comes in at 7.5, and then Tangerine Express Hazy IPA, which comes in at 6.7. If I'm reading it right. Don't be surprised if that lineup changes later on in this video. But first things first, Stone Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager, 4.7% ABV lager with salt and lime added. Now, because the labels on Stone beers can always be interesting, we're going to go with this here. Baja-inspired San Diego brewed in 1996. Stone Brewing was founded in San Diego County, just minutes from the border. Since then, influence from our southern neighbors has enriched and inspired us. For those of you that's southern neighbors are Mexico, because, you know, you might not be familiar with geography. Studies show that a lot of people in the U.S. aren't familiar enough to know that Mexico is being referred to there. Sorry, I'll try to keep the political commentary and the commentary on our education system to a minimum here. Anyway, influence from our southern neighbors has enriched and inspired us on our undying mission to brew bold, flavorful beers. One such inspiration is Stone Cocaveza. Damn good fucking beer. Our Imperial Stout, originally released in 2014 to bring the rich, complex flavors of Mexican hot chocolate to beer. It's with mucho gusto that we now follow with our take on a classic lager that is similarly inspired and tasty, Stone Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager. Okay, so let's check this out. Salt and lime has actually been a pretty interesting and decent combination in beers for a little while now. My first experience with it was Dogfish Head's Not Vibrant Potion. That's one that they did in collaboration with another brewery. What was their salt and lime one? Crap. It was good, though. And very much a thirst quencher. They say it was scientifically proven to quench your thirst. Anyway, salt and lime in a beer, usually a good combo. Like I said, I can't remember that Dogfish Head one, and now it's going to bug me. I'll probably look it up in the meantime, and I'll check in on the next beer and let you know what it was. But, Buenaveza. This is a very clear beer. There's not any haziness or cloudiness to it. It is definitely a lighter colored beer, but it's not completely light. Very effervescent. I did not put a very good head on that, but there are a lot of bubbles coming up from the bottom there. Yeah, very much see-through. and got a very nice light yellowish color to it. I can smell the lime, and I'm definitely getting a nice beery aroma off of it, but what else am I picking up on? Maybe a hint of bitterness, like a citrus rind bitterness, a bittery citrus rind aroma. Mild hint of citrus itself. Maybe just a vague impression of salt water, like an ocean breeze. Very much reminds me of a nice south of the border lager, something like a Corona or a Dos Equis. Not to draw too many comparisons, but you know, that light Mexican lager flavor is there. Very light mouthfeel, by the way. But it rests on the tongue for a split second before it just kind of washes down your throat and hits the palate. Oh my God, so easy to drink. Very, very smooth. And after it's down, after you've swallowed and it kind of comes back up over the palate again, there is a hint of salt and a hint of lime. It's not very strong, and there's still that bit of bitterness, like a citrus rind bitterness, but it's not, again, it's not overstated, overpowering, or really strong. It's just pleasantly there. I gotta say, I'm thinking of it again in terms of a Corona or a Dos Equis, one of those nice light Mexican lagers, but with a bit more flavorful character to it. Again, it's really easy to drink. My God, a 6-pack of this on a hot summer day, forget about it. You get the lawn mowed, and then you finish the other one. Depending on how fast you drink it, you know, and how big your lawn is. But this is just a very, very pleasant, easy drinking, delicious beer. There's nothing in particular about it that's blowing me away or giving me a huge, memorable flavor, but it's just really well put together and solid, and there's nothing I can say that I don't like about it. Crisp, refreshing, summer beer, Mexican influence, hints of salt and lime, and some citrusy rind bitterness. I think I'm going to hit this with a 3.5 out of 5. It's, again, nothing that's blowing me away, but damn it if it isn't a good, solid beer. Again, on a scale of 1 to 5, 2.5 is average, so 3.5 is pretty damn good. Ooh, pardon. I think I'm actually getting a little bit more lime in the belches than in the actual drinking of the beer. But again, I got nothing bad to say about it. It's just not blowing me away with anything new, different, or crazy. So a nice solid 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to finish this one up probably very, very quickly, and we'll move on to Scorpion Bowl. I knew I was going to mess that up. It's not Scorpion Bowl. It's the Tiki Escape IPA, because again, that's at 7.7% ABV. And Scorpion Bowl was only 7.5, I believe, and Tangerine Express is 6.7 something. Anyway, these may not be the first drinks I have had this evening. I don't know. Where they might be. You don't know that. Anyway, we are doing Tiki Escape IPA, and the name of the Dogfish Head beer I was trying to remember earlier was Sea Quench. I knew it would come to me. I lie. I looked that up. SeaQuench, made with black limes and salt. Anyway, here we go. Tiki Escape IPA, unique to the variety pack that bears the same name. A getaway in a glass. Based on the name, it's fair to assume this beer is loaded with exotic tropical fruits, right? Yes and no. While this beer is not a fruit-added IPA, our beloved hops can achieve sublime levels of fruity flavor and aroma all on their own. This is no secret to hop lovers. That last sentence was my own interjection here. I'm interrupting the flow of the label just to put in my own 2 cents worth. Certain hop esters will impart fruity aromas. You think mostly of citrus, but with the different varieties of hops that are being bred all over the world, constantly trying to meet the demand of hop heads and IPA lovers. I mean, hop heads, IPA lovers, same thing. There are more and more complex esters and flavors coming through in different varieties of hops. So who knows, someday we might have grape flavored hops that impart nothing but grape notes to a beer. Crazy stuff to think of, but not impossible given some of the breeding that's happening now. Back to the label. This beer combined the tropical, complex, and much-loved mosaic hops with an intriguing newcomer. Oh, see? New hop varieties. Sabro and its notes of stone fruit and coconut. See? Coconut. I've never heard of coconut being in a hop ester before. So Sabro hops. Huh. See? In parentheses, is there nothing hops can't do? There's no need to book a multi-flight trip when a tropical tiki escape is encased in a glass. You can't book a multi-leg flight right now anyway, probably. I don't know. Like a sunny snow globe, perhaps, but openable and drinkable. Snow globes are openable, by the way. Might be consequences for it, but you can open a snow globe. This is a beer for your evening staycation, a refreshing new perspective on something familiar. Evening staycation. God. Staycation my ass. By the end of this night, I hope to be visiting the moon. Ooh, got a better pour on that one. Got a decent head going. It's a little darker, a little cloudier than the last one. Actually, less effervescent. I got a better head on it to begin with, but there are fewer bubbles coming up from the bottom of that glass. But again, it's got a slightly more orange tinge to it, and actually that's carrying into the head. The bubbles in the head actually are taking on some of that yellow color. It's partly because the light's coming up through and reflecting, but the bubbles are picking up more of that color than you typically see in the head. It usually stays, a different, lighter, more white color. But again, fewer bubbles, cloudier, and slightly more orange and darker than that last beer. Holy shit. I think I smell the beach. And there's definitely tropical, fruity notes to it, hint of citrus. And I am picking up undertones of coconut. It's weird. It almost has like this Malibu coconut rum aroma as an undertone. Pardon. Holy shit, I'm actually smelling sea breeze and coconut. That is so weird. And this sounds unappetizing, so I hesitate to say it, but if you've ever been to the beach on a hot summer day and there's that general aroma in the air of coconut oil from too many people putting on way too much sunscreen, that's what I'm getting, is that coconut oil in the air aroma. That's very different, very pleasant, and It's a bit of a mental escape for me because that aroma evokes a mental picture, and I can put myself on the beach. A psychologist once told me, therapist, whatever, I'm fucking nuts, that our sense of smell is tied more closely to memory than any other sense that we have. You'd think it would be sight because we're such visual creatures, but apparently smell is more closely tied to memory than anything else. So again, it makes sense that if I'm smelling a slightly coconut aroma and that beach air, and then all those memories come together and it, creates that picture and that impression. So take that for what you will. I'm probably just talking out my ass right now, but it's there. Tropical fruit and coconut. It's cycling on the tongue. It's got a nice medium light mouthfeel. So got a little more body than the last one. But up front, I'm getting like this tropical fruit and coconut impression. And then after a second or two after, a little short time after swallowing, I wouldn't say a second or two, but a short time after swallowing, I'm getting a big punch of hoppy bitterness without any particular character. But then that slowly fades to, again, that beach air aroma and some tropical, it's tropical fruit. There's a hint of sweetness in there too. As I'm drinking it, that tropical fruit and coconut up front is taking on more sweetness. Then there's that punch of overall hoppy bitterness without a particular character. And then it fades to, again, a hint of beach air, and it's got to be the coconut. It's very, very interesting. I'd like to know the scientific background of how the hops are actually imparting a coconut flavor, because I've never gotten, and assuming that the label has given me all the info I need, I've never gotten a coconut impression from hops before. Or they're two completely different families of plants, but it's there. It's definitely there. It's probably just so that the ester that you're getting from it is probably just so chemically similar to coconut that our brains don't know how to interpret it, so we throw coconut at it. Again, I'm talking out my ass, but who cares? Really. No sense in overanalyzing it. It's different, unique, and fucking delicious. I'm in the back of my mind, I'm racking my brain trying to think of another beer that I've had with these same esters to compare it to. I've certainly had some coconut beers before, but not typically in an IPA. It's usually something that actually incorporates some fruit or somehow takes the grain bill and finds a way to make roasted coconut come into it, like Baxter Brewing. It's a local Maine brewery's window seat. I think they actually incorporate toasted coconut to it, but this is, assuming it's all hops and not actual coconut in the brew, this is very different, very unique for me. I gotta tell you, I'm hitting Tiki Escape with a 5 out of 5. A part of this is the mental image that I'm getting of being on a tropical beach. Part of it is the fact that I'm impressed by the fact that I'm getting coconut from hops, coconut and tropical fruit from hops. Again, assuming that the label is being 100% accurate and this is the only source of that coconut flavor. But it's just this perfect combination. It's an easy, drinkable beer. It's got everything I like in an IPA. Plus, it's got that wow, this is different and unique reaction for me. So, yeah, Tiki Escape, full on 5 out of 5 for me. I'm going to finish this one up, and we're going to move on. I'm going to double check myself here. Yes, it will be Scorpion Bowl IPA. So Scorpion Bowl and Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. These are the two that I've had before, so yeah, Scorpion Bowl's next. All right, this one's a little bit for the old school crew. Gentlemen, EM Destroyer, Davis, Boosh, Ryan, if you're watching, put on the old Hula Girl shirt here. Yeah, it doesn't fit quite as well as it used to, but it fits better than it did a couple of months ago. Some of you have noticed that I've dropped a few pounds. Yes, I've been making an effort to do so. But I'm kind of thrilled at the fact that I can even put this shirt on right now, even though it's not quite where it needs to be. But you can see the Hula Girls down the bottom. My wife hates this shirt. And all my Hawaiian shirts, by the way, but I love this one. This is back from the clubbing days. This is back from the days when we used to hit the Chinese restaurants before hitting the clubs. And again, that's the reason I put this on for my old school buddies. This is the Scorpion Bowl IPA. Now, around here, we used to have Kim mix us up our volcano bowls. God, good times at Jade Island. Yeah. Anyway, we used to hit the volcano bowls, but in the places that didn't serve volcano bowls, we would hit the scorpion bowls or even the buzz bowls. I believe scorpion bowls were what we were drinking the night of July 4th during the Boosh Give Me a Shot of Everything on the Table / Mr. Saki incident. We'll have to tell that story someday. We may have told it before on camera, but hit me up down in the comments, the email link, if you want to hear the July 4th Mr. Saki / Scorpion Bowl / $2 Jack and Coke / $2 Captain Coke / Alabama Slammer at the end of the evening incident. There's cheese balls were involved, and so was Boosh grabbing some things he shouldn't have, and it's a long story, but it's a very interesting one. Like I said, hit me up down there if you want to hear it. Maybe I can get the boys together and we'll tell it. But I digress. We are here for the Scorpion Bowl IPA from Stone. A punch to the stinger. Now, I have reviewed this beer before, and I have had it before, so there shouldn't be any surprises to people who have been watching the channel. But you know what? It's been long enough that it will probably surprise me. It's been long enough and a few drinks ago. For this ale to have landed in your hands, it has survived a rather exotic journey. It began, as these things do, far, far away in an untamed land where desert isles and seafaring traders, caravans alike, evoke dreams of purple sands and mysterious flora, swallowed and hidden by fathom upon fathom of never-ending sea. And so it was there, where the ancient ritual drums could be heard, past the tropic sands and deep in the jungle, that we found this recipe sealed with a scorpion's kiss. Midnight poetry whispered on the breeze of this mystical libation. My moon and my sun, my fairest one, a liquid dream of delight to awaken in the night. It is also warned, however, that betwixt the ripples of the Scorpion Bowl, mingled midway on the waves, one can hear the wailing of a lamenting lover, lost to the ancestral voices, measureless to mankind, and here you stand, seeking kismet, answering love's command. You've gotten this far and find yourself wondering if scorpions indeed do kiss. As true as the stars and the moon, yes, yes, they do. With bittersweet tropical poetry, they kiss just for you. And do yourself a favor anytime you pick up a stone brew. Read the fucking label, man. I started with Arrogant Bastard, and I've been hooked ever since. By the way, Arrogant Bastard Ale, probably my favorite beer label to read ever. I have gifted that beer to multiple people, and every time I tell them, you are not allowed to drink this beer until you read that label. Read it yourself sometime and you'll find out why. Anyway, Scorpion Bowl IPA. Look at that. That is darker and hazier than the last one, and I assume that is all hop oils that's making it so hazy. It's not cloudy. There's not flecks and flocks in there. That's just haziness. That head is taking on a bit more of the yellowish tinge of the beer, like the last one. But this, it's darker than the last one, but it also looks more yellow than orange. The last one had a bit of an orange tinge to it. This one has a bit of an orange tinge to it as well, but less so. It's more yellow. But it is hazier, but just as light looking. Oh. Overall hoppy bitterness. Maybe a hint of a sweet fruitiness, but mostly just a hoppy aroma. Ooh. Medium mouthfeel. I think I got these in the right order. Because even with the diminishing ABV, the beers themselves are getting heavier. There's a nice medium mouthfeel. This one's got more body to it than the last one. Just a solid punch. And I know I used the word punch to describe the hoppiness in the last beer, but it's really just a nice, solid, again, a medium mouthfeel, but somehow takes on a chunky, fruity character. I know, that doesn't make sense, because it's a medium mouthfeel rather than a heavy one, but I'm just getting this, this impression of getting a nice mouthful of chunky tropical fruit. With a hint of booziness to it. No coconut. Mostly like berry and melon and citrus. But yeah, I see where they went with Scorpion Bowl IPA, because it's just that nice fruity, boozy aroma and fruity, boozy flavor. It's got a chunky feel, yet somehow not as heavy as a mouthful of a heavy beer. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel, but still, I can't explain the fact that it's got that chunky feel to it. Maybe it's just evoking images based on the name and the fruitiness of an actual Scorpion Bowl, so I'm thinking of all that fruit floating in it, and just the mental image might be giving me a physical impression. My God, where the hell am I going with this shit tonight? Seriously? But deliciously fruity. Well-balanced hoppy bitterness against that tropical fruit flavor. Nice medium mouthfeel. Obviously way easier to drink than what I'm describing, because it's going down pretty fast. It's just a really well put together, well balanced IPA. I don't know what I've given this on previous reviews. Tonight I'm hitting it with a 5 out of 5. And I think that I hit it with at least a 4 before. Maybe a 4.5 or 5. But tonight I'm really feeling it, and it's getting a 5 out of 5. This is damn delicious. And again, if you guys have seen any of my videos, you know that I say this all the time. Beer taste is subjective, and it's very much situational. If I'm sitting out by a campfire or a backyard fire, I might feel completely differently about a beer than if I'm sitting here in this controlled kitchen environment. I might love it sitting by a campfire, but not like it in here, and vice versa. You know, that's how it is. I got a lot of really pleasant memories circulating in my head right now from what I talked to you guys about before, and this beer together with that, it's just hitting me just right now, and this is a full-on 5 out of 5. It is fucking perfect. So with those caveats in mind, you should check the beer out for yourself, as you should for any of these. I'll revisit that concept at the end of this video. But I'm going to finish this one up, reminisce a little more in private without subjecting you guys to my little yada about it. And we will hit the Tangerine Express Hazy IPA last. Alright, so we are finishing up with Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. By the way, I mentioned earlier that some of you guys noticed that I was losing some weight. I meant to call you out there, TJ, and give you a shout out. Thanks for being the first to actually mention it. I don't know who noticed it and who didn't, but you were the first to actually comment, so appreciate that for, you know, paying attention and noticing. Thanks, man. Anyway, Stone Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. This is the last one in the pack. A tropical hazy IPA with tangerine and pineapple. This creation's uniquely hazy appearance is a credit to the glorious whole tangerine puree in every batch. Ooh. Using the whole fruit allows us to harness every bit of its natural depth of character. Pithy, crisp bitterness. Bitterness is probably more about the rind. Complements its distinct juicy citrus. Just the right amount of pineapple, and this being Stone, a whole lot of hops round off this beer in an amazingly hazily citrusy, tasty paradise of flavors and aroma. All right, well, guys have certainly built it up. Just in case anybody's wondering, I always tap the cap of the bottle, just like I always tap the top of a can before opening, because that will actually tamp down any sort of carbonation that's come up because of nucleation and prevent them from exploding. Sometimes. Yes, I still have trouble pouring and making a good head on a beer, but at least it's not foaming over on me, because that would be worse. Well, shit. That is definitely more hazy than the others. And that is due to particulates floating in there. That's not just cloudy. That is flocculent. Well, I guess, yeah, cloudy. Cloudy, it's got particulates floating in there. That's probably due to hop oils and particulates based on the hops, I'm assuming. You know, normally when you see those kind of particulates, it's a hop, it's chunky hop oils just kind of congregating. But I got caught up in the cloudiness. That is definitely a darker, deeper orange and a darker beer than anything we've seen in this pack so far. Less light reaching the top, less light reflecting color onto the head. And it is also less effervescent than the others. I think the bubbles are having a little more trouble getting up through that oily, cloudy cloud. than in the other beers. So, ooh, wow. Definitely getting hit with some overall hoppy bitterness, citrus, and yes, pineapple aroma. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's definitely a fruity, citrusy, pineapple-y beer in terms of the aroma. Elbows feeling a little tight. See if you can do this at home. Don't, because once you start that habit of cracking your elbows, it's fucking hard to break, man. But again, the reason for that is that it feels nice and tight, and then you feel like you have to do it. So don't start. It's like cracking your knuckles or any other joint cracking habit. Anyway, I digress. Nice tropical fruity and pineapple-y aroma. Bit of a medium heavy mouthfeel, slightly oily, probably due to all the hop oil in there, but yeah, slightly oily, medium heavy mouthfeel. But up front, it's just a mouthful of tropical fruitiness. Sweet, citrusy tangerine. Easy to drink, obviously. There it is. I was waiting for the overall hoppy bitterness to kick in. But it's like you get that nice mouthful of tropical, fruity, citrusy, sweet tangerine flavor, and then after a few sips, I know this sounds ridiculous, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. A downpouring of hoppy bitterness afterwards. Tell me if you think I'm nuts for saying it that way down in the comments there, or tell me if you think I'm right and you know what I'm talking about. But that's the best way I can describe it. After the initial sweet, citrusy, fruity taste and that nice juicy mouthfeel, there's a downpouring of hoppy bitterness that fades eventually, which I think is going to give it a 4 out of 5 for me. It's a delicious beer. It's well put together. It's got a great texture. It's got a great flavor. It's got a great experience associated with it, but it's not quite bumping up into that wow unique category. It's just a really well put together, delicious, flavorful IPA with some good body to it. It's just not put me in that wow category. And I know the 1 5 out of 5 in this pack probably did rely on some nostalgia and some evoked memories to put it into the 5 out of 5, but who cares? Again, it's all subjective and unique to your own perspective. But yeah. I said Tiki Escape, Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. It's a solid 4 out of 5 for me. But again, this and all of the other beers in this pack, what I've given them for ratings and what I've described is all in my own experience, my own perspective, my own opinion. I'd love to hear what you have to say about them. Hit me up down in the comments, the email link down below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit us up also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram now. Oh, Untapped as well. Just search for The Mighty Plantain. I mentioned before my buddy Ryan and, the Scorpion Bowl and the Hawaiian shirts. That gentleman also gave me my nickname. So that is a story that I have shared. Search for the video, Why the Mighty Plantain. I might put it up as featured content as well. Anyway, I'm getting off in the woods here. Hit me up on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as The Mighty Plantain. Untapped as The Mighty Plantain as well. Till next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.